Back to Bogus Journey, the playthrough. There's been a lot going on. I've been through a real journey myself. So last time I mentioned that I'd released the game, I'd made it available, and I sent a link to Aris for him to try it out. And I told you guys last time that when he played it, he the game kind of kicked his ass because it was difficult. Because the situation is, just to let you guys know about my sort of personal taste in gaming, I like difficult games. That is my standpoint. Is that I like challenging games. Challenging RPGs, challenging fighting games. That's why I like Tekken so much, because Tekken is so complex. It's got a very steep learning curve, but it's very rewarding. So that if you put the time in, and if you put the effort in, then you get a lot back. So it's not a shallow. I don't like shallow games. And I especially don't like shallow RPGs. You know, the kind of games where you play them and you never really have to worry. You never have to be cautious. You never have to level up a little bit. The game is just kind of like a cakewalk. You just breeze through it and you're never really challenged, and the bosses don't really give you any trouble at all. Unless the RPG has got like an amazing story and amazing characters, in that sense, I tend to lose interest with really easy games. It's just not my taste in games. But the situation is, I mean, especially if we look at it in terms of fighting games, we can kind of, although this is an RPG, Bogus Journey, we can kind of look at fighting games to get the picture of what the audience wants. And this is a topic that Aris and everyone else on ATP Live has talked about before, is the what do people want in terms of a game? Do they want a really easy game that's easy to pick up, it's easy to just dive straight into, and you can sort of you can be decent on day one of playing the game, which is not the case with Tekken. As we all know, you are going to suck on day one of playing Tekken. You're not going to be any good at all. So do people want a game that you have to put work into, that's a little bit hard, that frustrates you maybe at times because of its difficulty? Or do people just want a game that they can just, you know, it's no challenge. It's just a fun game without any kind of without a lot of effort required. What do people want? And it seems like, if we look at fighting games, it seems from the sales figures and from the entrance into tournaments that people prefer easier games. You know, games that are a lot simpler and not as complex as Tekken. And I think this applies to RPGs as well. I think people, I mean, you see that with the trend that's, you know, the trend of action RPGs, where RPGs are becoming more of a hybrid between action games and traditional RPGs. You know, they're a lot faster paced. It's a lot more kind of mashing of just physical attacks rather than the more strategic combat. So I think that the desire for easier games has also translated into RPGs. And the reason why I'm talking about all this sort of stuff is that because Aris had such a hard time playing the original version of Bogus Journey, the first version that I released, I made an easier version for him so that he would be able to just play the game and not have to not have to spend loads and loads of time trying to learn the mechanics and trying to learn the system, and he could just kind of play through the story, because that was kind of the funny part, was the story. Hopefully it was funny. So that's why I made an easier version of the game, which had all the skills unlocked, and um, the stats were a lot higher at the beginning of the game for Rip and Aris. So I did that, and part 2 of this playthrough was the easier version, and it was still fun. Like, I still had a really good time playing through part 2, but I did definitely miss I missed the difficulty. I missed the challenge of okay, how do I defeat this boss, or how do I take down these enemies? What drive is going to be best? What skills do I need to learn, focus on for this map, for this area? What's the strat? What do I do? I definitely missed that because on the easy version you really don't have to do that, because all the most powerful skills are unlocked and you can just completely decimate your enemies in seconds. So, and you know what? I'm sure that's fun for a lot of people. That definitely seems to be the majority opinion, that easier games are better. So just make it so that I can own up all the enemies, I can completely eradicate them in seconds. I'm sure there are a lot of people who enjoy that. For myself, I really don't enjoy that. I mean, it's kind of funny, because it's kind of like this kind of masochistic thing where if I'm not being frustrated, and when I say frustrated, what I mean is not frustrated because the game is glitchy and buggy and the game is crashing the whole time. I don't like that kind of frustration. But the kind of frustration that I do like is when I fight a boss and the boss just kicks my ass, and I have to go back and I have to figure out, I might have to level up a bit, or I might have to get some new armor or some new weapons. Maybe the boss is weak to a specific status, and I have to inflict that status on the boss. Or, that's what I enjoy, is just figuring stuff out. And that takes brain power, and that takes time, and that takes effort. So I'm sure that there are a lot of people who don't like that, but I really like that, and that's what I wanted to do with Bogus Journey. Is I wanted to make it a challenging game, a challenging RPG, and so it's been a real dilemma, and I've definitely got insight into what it's like for game developers, the dilemma that they do face. Because this isn't a commercial project, this is just a project for free, anyone can download it and play it, I'm not charging for it. So in a sense that's a lot easier for me, because I don't really have to care what people think or what people say. I do, because that's just my personality, is I do tend to listen to other people's opinions and try and take it on board, and try and take criticism on board, and improve things. That's just my personality, but I don't have to, because I'm not charging any money for the game. But if I was a game developer trying to make a commercial project, and this was a commercial project, I think I would be in a real dilemma as to, do I make this game appeal to the most amount of people, so the majority of players, or do I make a game that I want to make and that I would want to play? That's definitely the dilemma that I think that I would face, and it's a really, really tough one, because it's all fine and well for me to just make Bogus Journey the way that I want to make it, because it's not a commercial project, and I don't have to worry about sales, and I don't have to worry about making a profit or making a loss. But if I had those considerations weighing on me, I think it would be really tough. So that's what's been going on. I'm probably gonna put a thing in the description of this video. Skip to whatever, like 8 minutes, 30, to skip past all this blah 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 talking. But I really wanted to let you guys know just what's been going through my head and the general situation, because it's been really interesting for me. I've seen games from the other side of the fence. I've seen it from the side of someone who makes games, rather than plays games, and it's definitely been an eye-opener and very, very interesting. So anyway, the situation now is that I have gone back to the original version of Bogus Journey. So the more difficult version of Bogus Journey is what I'm going to continue the playthrough with, because that's what I like. I like to die. I like to be killed, and yeah, I mean, even that, plus I've got a huge advantage in playing this game because I made it, so it's a lot easier for me than it would be for someone else. So I definitely should be playing it on the harder difficulty for sure. So let's continue on. Which saves it? I think it's file 1. I have to load up. So last time we last time was crazy. It was really a crazy part of the journey in terms of story. Yeah, we had some kind of earth-shattering events occur between Rip and Aris. So it was pretty funny. So last time we defeated Suki, and we got some property. We now own this house, which is quite cool. And the way was unlocked to that boulder kind of exploded. So that is the way. That is where we have to go now. Let me just check. Ouch. Yeah, because Suki poisoned her attacks had a lot of poison elements to them. So Rip is poisoned and they're both blinded. That's what those dark sunglasses, that's what that means, is that they're blinded. And by the way, these statuses, poison and blind, they don't go away after battles. They will stay on your characters until you remove them by a spell or by an item. So they're really annoying. So I'm going to maybe I can remove poison with Flan, and I can remove blind with Famous Amos, and I've got tons of Famous Amoses. Famous Amoses? Or just Famous Amos? I don't know. So let's use some Famous Amos to get rid of that blind status. I could also remove the statuses by using Aris's Bloom, which removes poison and silence. So I'll just do that for Rip too, and that heals him up as well. Heal up Aris as well, because I think I used the crystal, the save crystal, this save crystal. Yeah, I did. And I don't know if I've got another one. I don't know if I left another one active anywhere. So I will use some MP recovery items. Got loads of Gatorade, so that's good. I've got loads of butter as well. So we can just kind of go to town with the butter. So I think we're pretty much good to continue on. Yep, we should be okay. So last time I got the copycat mask for Aris, which lets him learn some enemigo skills, and I learnt insect reflexes from the dragonflies. What I think I might do now is do a little bit of side questing in terms of maybe collecting some enemigo skills. I might go around and try and learn as many enemigo skills as I can. The first one I might want to learn is from the magic shroom, which should be here. So this is Rip at the moment. Let's take out the dragonflies because we don't need to keep them alive. What are the dragonflies were weak to wind, weren't they? So maybe I'll just boom the dragonflies, and we want to try and learn Strat Stealer from the magic shroom. Try and learn Shroom Mist. Shroom Mist is the skill. Yay! Shroom Mist. Learned. So now we can go ahead and take out this magic shroom. Rip is in his saltwater drive, so his physical attack will be kind of low. So we better maybe bubble. Aris is also in his Sand King drive, so he's also magic based. So we will we'll stub out a cigarette on the magic shroom maybe, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so we're pretty much, in terms of level and in terms of this map, we are pretty much, you know, we can take care of these enemies without too much trouble at our current level. So that's fine. So that's magic, that's Shroom Mist learned. And we shall go, I think we'll go all the way back to the very start of the game and try and learn some skills from these enemies. Yeah, I actually went back and I actually I opened that chest down there by that bug. So I got the sturdy vines from that chest and I'm going to use them now in this part. I didn't use them in the first part because I wanted to leave it as a sort of a secret for you guys, but I'm going to go back and just use them now. So maybe got caught. Right. We want to keep at least one of these Kappa horses alive so that Aris can learn an enemigo skill. So we'll maybe just wonder if short circuit we can just no, short circuit targets all of them all the time. So we'll just do you know what? We'll just drive change and let Aris learn from the Kappa horses. Commentary. Yeah, I mean these Kappa horses now are no threat. They can't really harm us. You know, their physical attacks can't even do any damage to us. So I mean, yeah, it's just it's a total. They're just pathetic, really, at this point. So now we can kill them because we learned Kappa from them. Damn girl. Damn girl. So Damn girl is not a very powerful skill in terms of damage. It never really does a huge amount of damage, but it does stun your enemies. And the thing about it is, status effects are quite an important part of this game. You know, a lot of the times, especially Aris, he was really focusing on damage. He was wanting damage, you know, that's what he was trying to get. And of course you need damage, but status effects can, both positive and negative, they can really be a huge help, especially later on in the game. So, take them out here. Yeah, they're very easy at this point. So we've learned Kappa, and the only other thing that we have to learn is from the beta bugs. Which there aren't any beta bugs here. We'll use Chatterbox for a change. We don't need to, but Californian Chasm will definitely
let me say that clearly, please,
kill them.
so that you can understand. Alright?
Wow. It's really crazy when you level up a lot and then you go back to the sort of, you know, the first map that was so difficult. You know, when I first got to the Bogus cliffs, it was such a struggle to take care of these sunken rats, and now these sunken rats are just getting wiped out. Okay, so there should be a bug in this encounter. So let's just enemy skills, strat skill. I also learnt Vortex from Suki. Vortex is a gravitational. Gravity is like the ninth element. It's quite powerful because usually gravity attacks are percentage based, so they do damage that's a percentage. It's not based on your stats. It's just based on a percentage of the enemy's HP or MP or whatever. So I learned Vortex from Suki, and it's really you can only learn Vortex from Suki, so it's kind of a one-time thing. If you don't learn it from Suki, you can't learn it any other way. So Strat Stealer. It's Beta Bug. So I've now learnt Glitch, the skill that was so much trouble at the beginning of the game. And now we can just do whatever we want. These beta bugs. I could KO police them.
It's not beyond the realm of possibilities.
It's definitely not beyond the realm of possibilities. It's very possible. In fact, it's, you know, a dead cert. Come on. Yeah. Okay. So we've done everything optional that I wanted to do here. Actually, now that I'm I might make this part just a kind of a side quest optional part, because I talked for so long at the start. So what I might do now is do something that I didn't do in part 1, because I wanted to leave it for you guys to discover on your own. But I might go and just do it now, because I think Aris did it in his stream anyway. So we will just physical attack. They can still stun me, so, but they can't do any damage to me, so it's not an issue. Boom. Yeah, I think Aris actually discovered this secret when he streamed the beginning of the game, so there's no reason to really leave it. Thief's Manual. that's a person's remains. You just gonna loot it like that? Of course. If I had to, I would raid a whole graveyard. What's Boney M here gonna do with this stuff? Not a lot. You're ruthless. I mean, more than I already thought you were. Yeah, well, you're a pussy, but I don't complain about that all day. Only Thursdays. Only on Thursdays. Okay, so the Thief's Manual is what I wanted to get from here. And the Thief's Manual is awesome because it unlocks a chamber for Aris. Pickpocket for Aris. So pickpocket is self-explanatory. It's a stealing chamber. Let me just equip it. You know, here is the point where the game kind of opens up in terms of possibilities. You know, at the start of the game we didn't have very many chambers, so we didn't, you know, there wasn't a lot to choose from in terms of where am I going to take Aris, how am I going to develop him, you know, what sort of character am I going to make him. But once you get a few different chambers, the game really opens up and you start to get a lot more choices as to what you want to do. So now we've got Pickpocket, which is a great chamber because it lets you steal money, it lets you steal items, which can be really quite crucial if you run out of items, and it lets you steal weapons, and it lets you steal armor. So it can really make your playthrough a lot easier if you just focus on stealing here and there every now and again, pick up some useful stuff. It can be quite good. So I'm going to equip Pickpocket as his chamber, and yeah, so this definitely makes boss fights, you have to kind of, before you get into a boss fight, you have to think about, if we were going to look at Aris, let's take Aris as our example. You know, if we were preparing for a boss fight and we were thinking about which chamber we wanted to equip before the boss fight, it's quite a tricky choice, because Copycat Face lets you learn enemigo skills, and a lot of the bosses have unique skills that you can only learn from that boss. So if you don't equip Copycat Face when you go into the boss fight, you're going to lose access to an enemigo skill. But if you don't equip Pickpocket, most of the bosses also have quite powerful weapons and quite powerful armor that you can steal from them. So whichever way you cut it, you're going to lose out on something. So it's a real kind of it's a real choice for the player as to what they want to lose and what they want to gain. So right, I wonder if we can just skip this bug here. You know, it's such an easy fight, I can't even be bothered. It's so easy at this point. But don't worry, we will be getting into some more challenging fights pretty soon. Cool. La victoria, mis amigos. La victoria con el chividados. I love Aris's completely wrong Spanish, you know, Spanish that isn't even Spanish. Okay, so Aris's chamber has reached level 2 and we have learned steal item. So we can now steal items. Yeah, I might actually go and do some stealing. That'll be quite fun. From these really easy enemies, because that's what's good about it, is because these enemies can't really damage me, I can really kind of just focus on stealing, you know, at my leisure. I don't have to worry about getting wiped out. So let's do some stealing. Right, so Rep, you can just take out that beta bug. And Aris, let's try and steal an item from... Stealing does use up TP, so you have to be careful of that as well. Let's steal from Sunken Rat.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Failed. That's why I made the Thief's Knife available quite early on, is because the Thief's Knife boosts your success rate of stealing items, well, stealing everything. So it's good, if you're going to focus on stealing, it's good to equip the Thief's Knife, just so you're not failing in your stealing. Right, so take care of another beta bug and have another go at stealing.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Hey, bread! Cool. Yeah, I mean, as expected, these early enemies don't have anything amazing to steal, you know. That would be a bit stupid if they had like the most powerful stuff to steal at the beginning of the game. That's not the case. So, Aris, steal from the beta bug.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Well, Lazarus tier, that's very useful. I think that that's actually a rare steal from the beta bug. I don't think that's the common steal item from the beta bug. It could be. They've still got that very high evasion rate. Cool. Give me that. Excellente. Right, so we've stolen from the beta bugs and the sunken rats. So we might try and steal from some Kappa horses and see what we get. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to avoid this this enemy. I just wipe them out.
Holy crap.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so let's try stealing from some Kappa horses and see what we can score.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Butter, okay. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much very basic items that you're going to steal from these enemies. Right. Okay. So let's see if we can just... No, didn't get past it. We'll have another go at stealing something. See if we maybe get a rare steal from the Kappa horse.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Your wallet and car keys and the little batter. Yeah, the sound clips for Rip and Aris that play when you execute a skill, I had to kind of trawl through lots of YouTube videos that they've made themselves and try and listen out for... When I was designing the game, I knew what skills I wanted them to have, and so I had to kind of listen to a lot of YouTube videos and keep my ear open for any kind of quotes that would be perfect for a skill. So that Aris, that when he says, "Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker," I just thought, oh, perfect, steal. That's perfect for the steal skill. Even younger. Wow. Aris has learned steel armor, which is really useful. The steel items is useful. The steel money is not so useful. You don't really need a lot of money until the end of the game. But steel armor is super useful from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. So I may actually... Shall I go back and try and steal some armor from... Let's try and steal some stuff from the beta, from the bug that's flying about down the bottom. Oh, and I also forgot to use the sturdy vines to get the two treasure chests on the rock thing. So I'll do that afterwards. It's a bit tricky to get through this forest here. You have to... Okay. Right, so Rip, take out one of the sunken rats, and Aris, have a go at stealing armor from the other sunken rat.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
Okay, basic armor. So take out that sunken rat now, and steal some armor from the beta bag.
Give me your wallet and car keys, motherfucker.
t-shirt. Yeah. Very, very basic items, but, you know, still useful. Okay, so we can just take that now. Cool. Cameroon. Right, so what I wanted to do was, let's just quickly check, because Rip has got nothing equipped to body gear, so we can equip our new t-shirt that we got, that we stole. We can equip that. I've also got a Run It Black's t-shirt that I need to... yeah, I'll give Aris Run It Black's t-shirt. And what else did we steal? Some pants, didn't we? We stole some pants. So we can give that to Rip. Slight stun resistance. That's decent. That's quite good. And you know, it boosts all your stats a little bit, so quite good. Not bad. Right. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to go back and check. Yeah, I think I definitely will make this part just an optional stuff part, because otherwise it would run on way too long for some more story main quest stuff. So yeah. Need to go down here and attach the sturdy vines to tether vines to rock, yes. And get these two chests. Stud with his t-shirt. Oh, cool. And Mad Cat's fight stick. Nice. Some good treasure. I mean, obviously I could have done this before the fight with the Bible Thump Squid, because I knew how to get them. But I wanted to leave it for anyone who was playing the game themselves to discover how to get these chests. So, back up here. So quickly, just check what... Yeah, because we need to change Rip's weapon. He's had that pad since the start of the game and it's not the best weapon. So, decent boost to his attack, which will be useful for his chaining combo skills. And, oh yeah, we got Stud Buddha's t-shirt. So Rip just has the very basic t-shirt equipped, so we can change that to Stud Buddha's t-shirt, which I'm sure, yeah, will be better stats. And it halves water. So the reason why I put Stud Buddha's t-shirt at the beginning of the game was because the Bible Thump Squid uses a lot of water magic, and I wanted to make a piece of armor available that would reduce the damage from those water attacks. So that's why I made it available early on. Okay. I love the Bible Thump Squid. It's so kind of cute, you know, but so deadly as well. You can actually learn. Bible Thump Squid does actually have an enemigo skill that you can learn, but how you would get that, I'm definitely going to leave that for you guys to discover. I'm not gonna spoil that in any way. So let's go. Okay, excellent. So I think I'm actually going to cut it here, and when I come back next time I will continue on with the main story. And yeah, So I've made 2 download links available in the descriptions. The first link is for the normal / hard version, depending on your point of view. If you maybe you might find it very hard, or you might just find it normal. And I also put another link in the description that is the Aris mode of the game. It's the Aris difficulty level, which is just very easy and doesn't require you to think or do, you know. So that's the 2 versions that are available, and I will see you guys next time. And thanks for all the comments and all the likes. I really appreciate it. So see you guys next time.